Alright guys, welcome back to Mr. Post Frame. Today we're going to be covering window boxes and house wrap. We're going to talk a little bit more about that here in a second. But first, if you are a person who wants to self-build, check out our Patreon. It's a self-build group. We talk about different topics every month. We have a live, you get to interact, we answer questions. It's just a great community. It's starting to be really good, where we have a lot of people interacting just in the group itself. So check that out. If you're looking to design your own post frame home or building, email us, design@MrPostFrame, and we can help you out with that. Let's go ahead and jump into the show. We put a 3-degree slant on the bottom of our sideboards so that that bottom sill slants towards the outside of the house. That way, if you ever have a window failure, the water will hit this, hit your flashing, go out over your Tyvek and down the wall. So now we got all of our pieces cut. We're gonna go ahead and assemble them, and we will be screwing all these together. We have the window boxes installed, and now we have to go back, cut out the girts, and then put in blocking between the girts where we cut them out so that we have a place to install all of our trims and our metal. Alright, this particular house is getting Versetta stone around the front door and up into the A-frame. So it's a small area. So this is what we're doing, is we're taking 1-inch pieces of 2x4, so 1-inch thick, and then using a 1/2-inch piece of plywood so it all sits flush with the girts, so we can have something to fasten our Versetta stone to that's solid. Since it's such a small area, this is the easiest way to do it. We get a lot of questions on whether you should sheath your post frame home or not. So typically, structurally, you do not need it if you're using steel, because you get your shear strength from your steel. However, I will figure out what it would cost extra to sheet this whole entire thing with regular 1/2-inch OSB, so you guys can figure that out, since in this series we're going to do cost comparisons. So I'll tell you what the cost of the material would be, and then what the cost to put it up would be, and then you can kind of see the difference on whether you want to sheath it or not. Alright guys, a little house wrap trick. Take a board the height of your house wrap, line the marks up, wrap it over, staple it to it, and then you can square this 2x4 up on the corner of the building, which will hold your house wrap in place and help you stay square as you get started. All right, guys, so you can see one spot where we prepared for our Versetta stone. We had to add plywood, and we set that plywood flush with the girts. Now, you're probably asking yourself, man, that's a pain. But in this case, it was just where we were going to put Versetta stone where we needed that, so that made the most sense. But I told you I would talk about the difference in price if you just house wrap your building. And this is you're only able to do this in post frame construction because you get your shear strength from your steel. So when you put your steel on your framing, that gives you your shear strength. It gives you what you need for your structure to withstand wind and all that kind of good stuff. However, you can increase that shear strength by adding OSB or the zip system. So let's just talk about the price differences in that. And so for this part, we're just going to use materials. Okay, so house wrap tape was around $800. If you were going to OSB the entire structure, so the walls all the way around, that would be $1,437 in today's prices. Plus, if you just used OSB, you would also want to wrap it, so you'd have to include that $800 for the house wrap and the tape. So to do that, it's $2,237. And then if you wanted to use 1/2-inch zip, so that's the plywood that has the weather barrier, all that good stuff built into it, where you don't have to then go back and wrap it, that is $3,302 for the 1/2-inch zip. And then the tape to tape all the seams is about $450, so $3,752. And all this will be on the screen right now. So if you're looking at the difference between the OSB and the zip, you're only looking at like $1,500 in materials difference. So to me, it makes more sense to just do the 1/2-inch zip. House wrapping is a real pain in the butt, so if you could do that, you're also not having to spend the labor on putting the house wrap on, so it's probably pretty close to even if you look at it in that aspect. So hopefully some of this information is helpful to you if you're trying to decide whether you should sheathe or not sheathe. Just thought I would throw those numbers out at you and hopefully help you make the decision that you want to make. So some of you are probably asking, why wouldn't you sheet the whole entire structure of your post frame building? And most of that comes down to the client. However, the prices I just gave you are today's prices. When we bought all the material for this house and our previous houses that we've been building, the prices were much, much higher, probably double, triple what they are right now. So obviously right now I could make a case to my client that it's cost effective to go ahead and add that in there, versus when it's triple the price, it's a lot harder to convince somebody that they need to spend that when they really don't need it to get the shear strength. Now I will say this, if you're just going to house wrap and use steel siding, my preference is to use closed cell spray foam. I don't like to use a bad insulation if I don't have sheathing. That's just my personal opinion. Take it for what it's worth. Hopefully this helps you out. All right, so that's gonna be a wrap on today's video. Hopefully this was useful to you. The next video, we're gonna be putting in windows, doors, so don't forget to check that out. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.